Good morning, everybody. Well, today, as you can see, I have a shovel in my hand, and this is unusual because we almost always are able to clean the barns with the skid steers you've seen in some of my videos. Well, the skid steers broke down. We have got a wheelbarrow that's gone on that. It's been broke down for quite a few days now, and we finally did get it to the shop to get it fixed, but the guy's been busy, so it's just kind of on the back burner. But hopefully he'll get it done in a day or two. So anyways, we have to clean the barns by hand right now. Because of that, and because the weather's more cooperative, I guess you could say, we've been trying to let the horses out at night, and so that there's less manure in the barn. So they were out last night, and now we'll clean the barns, but it won't be so bad as if they were in all the time, or a lot of the time like they have been all winter long. So I'll get these barns cleaned. I want to clip the mains, and I think we'll weigh the horses up this morning. We'll show you weighing the horses up to see what they are weighing even today. I must say that it's been really nice because on the days that I've been logging, Brenda's actually been doing the barn cleaning, which is really nice. So when I come home from logging, the barns are all nice and clean, and I don't have to worry about it. But it's not bad if I leave the horses outside, but there's been quite a few nights that they have stayed inside because of bad weather. But yet she still is able to clean all the barns for me, which is really nice.
Say hi to Gus.
Huh?
Gus. He doesn't usually go between two horses.
That's a cat.
Yeah, Grumpy Gus. He's not grumpy at all, but he just looks like it.
So here's the difference between kicking the horses in, or having them outside and having them inside during the night. I'm able to get, this morning, it all onto a wheelbarrow from 4 horses. And if they were in all night long, there would be at least 3 wheelbarrow loads. I don't know how many you take out normally, Brenda, when
3
you do.
to 4.
Yeah. So it's a huge difference. And it's not hard work. It doesn't take that long. But it does make quite a big difference whether or not they're inside or not. So that's it. We'll now get some manes trimmed, and then we'll show you what they weigh. Okay guys, I'm ready to clip Lady's mane, and then she'll go right outside. It is starting to rain right now. I was hoping to be nicer day so I can plow, and I still hope I can plow maybe a little later on. I just wanted to show you real quick though, these are my old clippers that died on me that a friend of ours, YouTube friend of ours, Ken, offered to take and fix, and my goodness, they came back and they're cleaner and sharper. He must have polished this here. It looks so nice. So anyways, I'm going to thank you, Ken, very much so, and I'm going to see how well these work. He also sent a cute little oil thing for putting oil on here. It's got a tiny little point, and so for all these little holes to fill in, that works really good. So anyhow, let's get to clipping. My blade. Back up here. Back up here. Back up here. Back up here. Is that good?
It's a lot quieter, isn't it?
It is. Okay, one down, 4 to go. So guys, just a quick update on Lady. We still expect her to have a foal in June.
Isn't it July?
At least I think it's June. Brenda's not sure. But anyways, yeah, she's doing good. Unfortunately, she's not getting worked. A little bit of light work right now would be really good for her, but it just hasn't happened, and it may or may not happen. But anyways, she gets plenty of exercise outside, and right now she is going out with Bill quite often, which makes it really nice because the two of them, I think, walk around more than if Lady was out there alone. So anyways, that's the update on Lady, and we'll get back to clipping. Okay guys, we got them all trimmed up, and we just weren't thinking this morning because I trimmed up Lady and Bill and kicked them two right out without getting them weighed up. So now we have Baron. We'll start with him.
1675.
1675. So Brenda's getting it written down at 1675, and as you can see, we do have another weights there from the last time we weighed him up. We didn't show you guys that, but it was just a few weeks ago now, and he's actually gained 25 pounds, which is quite a surprise for me. So one of the big reasons why we like to weigh these horses up all the time, and I'm so thankful to have a scale so that I can, is that we can really keep close tabs of where they're at with their weight. In the spring of the year especially, I tend to have more weight troubles working horses in the fields especially than any other time of the year. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact they still have their winter hair on, they haven't shedded yet. And so the extra heat that they have is just extra uncomfortable for them working in the spring. And we just tend to have troubles with that. So that's why it's really nice to be able to keep a really close tabs on where they're weighing. And another thing I'm doing right this year, especially because, hey, I really like to keep them in good shape. So I'm not plowing them as hard as I do like in the fall. So if I go out on a plow day, if I plow for an hour, hour and a half in the morning, and an hour and a half in the afternoon, that's all I do. I don't rest them hardly at all. I really push them hard for that hour, hour and a half, but then they get several hours off and get to rest, and then we go back at it again. So anyways, let me get Dummy here back inside the barn, and we'll get Duke.
Oh, he's not dumb. Smart and beautiful.
You're talking about me or the horse?
Both. Should we weigh you up, Duty? Hmm? Should we weigh you up?
I mean,
See?
so here we have Earl. Another big advantage of weighing them up quite a bit is just so they get used to going on the scales. We go to a lot of not a lot, but we go to some horse pulls in the summertime, and they have to be put on scales all the time. And so it's kind of nerve-wracking, and by doing it quite often at home makes it a little bit easier when they go to the fairs to have it done. Careful. What you got?
1655. So he's lost weight.
Wow. Hey, I'll explain why. So Earl has lost, as you can see, quite a bit of weight. And, but I want to explain one reason why, at least. Probably the most major reason why. This week, this is Friday, this week on Monday and Wednesday both, he logged with Bill up to Postmas College, and he worked long, full days. I really pushed him hard, and he did really, really good. And then on yesterday, what was yesterday? Wednesday, he did plow for quite a long time too, a good 3 hours of plowing. And so he's been worked. So that's okay to have him lose a little weight. And he was always the biggest and heaviest of all three of them. And so it's okay. And he's still looking mighty fine just the same. All right, one more to go. So now we have Duke. He weighed 1680 last time. Oh, and he has not done, he did log a little bit in the last couple weeks, so right here close to home, and he's done all the plowing that we did.
1665.
And he still lost weight. So that's quite a surprise for me to see that Baron has gained weight and the other two have lost weight.
Come. Good boy. Good boy.
Okay, it's still showers outside right now, so hopefully a little bit later on today we can get the horses harnessed up and do a little plowing.
Wanted to give you a little update on Pansy. She is not bagging up yet, meaning it doesn't look like she's quite ready to have her baby yet. But we had thought we might not keep her just because it is a lot of work and stuff with the milk. But we have kind of some new ideas of how we might make it better for us. She'll be in a different pasture, and we may milk her closer to the house and stuff. So I'm looking forward to having her here, and she's a cow magnet, this one. If she has another cow with her, I think they'll be friends, and she'll be happy in a different pasture by herself. And we love her milk. So the one thing about having a cow that you milk is that it is so 24, you can never, it's so hard to get away. That's the one thing that makes it so difficult. So it is kind of a hard decision, but we really do like her. She's a good cow. She is not a heavy cow, and I was looking back to when we first got her, because people said, oh, she's so skinny, and I felt like it was our feed, but she was skinny then too. She's just a skinny cow, and she does eat all the time. We did warm her this winter, and I think she's doing okay. So stay tuned for her having a little one. Any other thoughts?
Nope. Okay, guys, the weather looks like it's going to be a little bit more fit for plowing here. The rain has stopped, and it's not supposed to rain here anymore, so we will start getting going. I've got Baron all harnessed up and Duke all harnessed up, and I still have to harness up Earl, but I want to explain a couple of changes that I have done on Duke and Earl. So it's collar issues, and when, this is quite a while ago now, I had taken Baron's collar, which I know is a 26-inch collar, pulling collar, you know, and as you can see, it fits really snug and really nice on him. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's a really nice fit. And I actually took that collar and tried it on. I know I tried it on Duke. I'm not sure if I tried it on Earl, but it seemed to fit Duke pretty good. This was 6 months ago now. So I went ahead and took a chance and bought two brand new 26-inch pulling collars that I figured would be a perfect fit for both Duke and Earl. I got them home and realized that for both of these guys, that 26-inch collar, even with heavy pads, are really too big. Now I'm thinking, and I'm pretty sure about this too, since Baron was left a stud quite a lot longer, I castrated him as a 4-year-old, and Duke and Earl were castrated as 2-year-olds. Baron grew quite a large neck, and because of that, that 26-inch collar fits him beautifully. But for Duke and Earl, their necks just aren't quite so big as Baron's, even though a lot of times they weigh more than Baron does. This morning, Baron actually weighed the most of any of them, but that's kind of a first. Most of the time, these other two have been weighing up more than Baron. So anyways, what I've done, I have had a 26-inch collar on Duke for a while, but it's kind of a farm collar, so it's just built a little bit differently, and it seemed to fit him okay. But I really wanted to use the pulling collar, so I did end up putting the pulling collar, the 26-inch pulling collar, back onto him, and that's what I have on right now with an extra large sweat pad. But it really is too big. There's no doubt in my mind. It's a little too big, especially for plowing. I feel it's just definitely too big. Now, it's okay for a while, but I'm pretty sure long term that's not going to work. So with Earl, I ended up having this older 25-inch collar on him for quite some time now. And as you can see, it's pretty well worn out. So I bought a brand new 25-inch collar for him. And this collar seems to fit him really well. And so I'm pretty sure what I'm going to end up doing is buying another 25-inch collar for Duke, and then I think we'll be in good shape as far as these horses go. Now, they still may grow enough to justify having those 26-inch collars, but not right now. And it's very frustrating that I bought and spent the money, and they're a lot of money, for the two 26-inch collars, and both of them were the wrong size. So it's costing me a lot of money, and it's kind of an expensive lesson. Although I did everything right, I guess you could say. You know, I tried a 26-inch collar on Duke, and it seemed to be the right fit. So it's just one of those things. But we'll put this new collar on Earl, and he's been using that for quite a while now, and it fits really good. But it's still a bit of a nuisance, and I'll kind of explain why as we put it on. Yeah. Okay, so the way these brand new collars come, I might have even talked about this before, but these top straps are pulled very, very tight, so these come together very, very tight. There's a wide leather piece underneath the collar, and that's actually sewed together generally or hitched together somehow. It might be a rivet, I can't remember. But because of that, if you open up these top buckles, the top of the collar still does not come out at all because they're connected because of this wide leather strap. So I ended up cutting the two rivets or what, I can't remember what they were. Maybe they were sewed, I can't remember. But so now if I disconnect the buckles, then the collar has the ability to spread a little bit at the top, like that. And so it goes over his head easier. When it was new, it was so narrow that it wouldn't go over his head very well, and I would kind of push down on it quite a bit to make it a little bit wider, but it's still a little too much. So now what I do is I do disconnect my buckles each time, and I actually put in 2 more holes in here, because the original hole, it is so hard to connect that into that same hole because they've got it so tight. Eventually, as he uses it more and as the collar kind of stretches to fit his form of his neck, then it might go back into those original holes. But now I have holes that are just a little bit, well, they're probably an inch difference between the original hole and the hole that's there now. But because of, by doing what I just did, I'm able to easily get it on over his neck, over his head, I mean, sorry. So I take the rope, connect it like that, and then it easily slides over like that. Okay, now, get over. It's surprisingly difficult to connect this up into these holes, even the holes that I made. The first one's not so bad, but the second one is the one farthest down on the shoulder, so I tend to, usually I pull the collar up here a little bit to get that back in place. It's still hard to get the second hole, and the first hole is even harder still. So anyways, this collar is coming back. There's still going to be more spreading to do as he works, and the more this spreads into his body and stays conformed to his body, the less room there'll be at the bottom, but there's still going to be plenty of room, and it's going to be a good fitting collar for him. Will he grow into a 26-inch collar? I don't know. A lot of horses would just fill out more and more as they mature, and their necks will get bigger and their bodies will get wider, and so it might be such that we'll have to go to a 26-inch collar eventually. But for right now, this 25 works really good. And I expect that probably I'll have to get a 25 for Duke also. But sometimes, sometimes you can trade collars with other people, but being they're brand new collars, I really want another brand new collar. It's very difficult to find somebody close by that actually bought a 25-inch collar, brand new, and it's the wrong size for his horse. He really needs a 26, and to be able to swap new collars with somebody else is a little tricky sometimes. But there's times where somebody's going to need a 26-inch collar, and I can sell them this 26-inch collars I have, a little bit less than a new one, but they really haven't been used, so they're just like brand new. So anyways, let me throw a harness on Earl, and we'll go plowing. Get up. Get up. Collars and the way the hames fit in the collars are so important, and yet I think some people worry too much about that, because most people nowadays just do not work their horses like they used to. And if you're just driving your horse around on a wagon just for pleasure, chance of you getting your horse's shoulders sore from an ill-fitted collar are very slim. And it takes a lot of work to get a horse sore in his shoulders. And so the more you work your horses, the more important it is to make sure you get a really good fit. But all I'm saying is, if you get a horse that you're using and you just kind of use it for pleasure driving, and you're all set up with a collar that's not quite 100% the way you would like it, most of the time I'd tell you just don't worry about it. You don't use it enough to even have to worry about it, something going wrong, and getting a sore shoulder. So until you start doing the work that I do with my horses, or a lot of people do with their horses, just don't worry about it. That might be a bad thing to say, but I think so many people go the extreme, the opposite way. They will spend so much time worrying about it and going out and buying different collars and trying different things, instead of spending the time working their horses, which is what they really need. And you can buy a brand new collar and it fits perfect, and then after you start working them, if you really work them hard like I do, they will lose weight, and the collar all of a sudden is too large anyways. So anyways, let's get these boys hitched up and get plowing. Whoops, I kind of messed up there. I had my GoPro on my plow, but I hadn't secured it on good enough, I guess. And it hit some bumps or whatever and fell off. And I'm surprised how far back I had to walk before I could find that GoPro. I thought I was going to have to shovel a bunch of furrow over to find it, but luckily I saw just a little bit of the red from the GoPro, and I was able to find it and get it back out of the dirt. Well, guys, it's starting to rain, so I had to call it quits. But I had a pretty good day today. Hope you guys did too. I had one guy that asked a question about the best way to plow with my tile drains that I'm trying to cover up, and he was wondering if it's good to do it the way I'm doing it, and I'm plowing with the tile drains as opposed to crossing the tile drains. Last year we crossed them all, and I don't know which is better, to tell you the truth. Neither one is great. I don't like either way because I don't like the tile runs and to have to plow through them. But I thought that kind of, it's set up more to run with the tile drains in this particular plowing job. And at least after I get through one, I have 35 feet of nice plowing before I hit another one. But yeah, I don't really know what is best. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you next week. Have a good night and a good week. Oh. Do you have a G careful. Oh. Hey, Ben. Just gotta wait on Bear and drink his water. Ho, ho, ho. That's not good. That didn't go as planned. So I do a couple different ways when I bring these horses in general. Generally, I will, well, sometimes I'll leave Earl back there and he stands there so good, usually. But today, for some reason, he walked right in and he wasn't supposed to. But sometimes I will lead the both of them right in here so they can drink water together, just to speed things up. Hey, man. Yeah, man. Come on, Duke. Get a drink. Get it. Sheep. Hammer. Well, guys, I'm surely not saying I have the best way of doing things, but I do really like the way I have my harnesses set up and my stalls set up. It's just, to me, very efficient, good way to do it. I can just kick them off really fast and be done. This collar here, though, it still needs to be taking the top out, which takes a lot of extra time. But eventually, I won't have to. But I love having my harnesses directly behind the horse's stalls. So it's just a matter of throwing them right into place.